Have you ever opened your phone for just 1 minute? And suddenly an hour disappeared? You weren't even trying to waste time. You had something important to do. Maybe work. Maybe studying. Maybe something you genuinely cared about. But somehow your brain pulled you somewhere else. A notification. A random thought. A video. A memory. A craving to check something. And before you realize it, your focus is gone again. What if the problem isn't laziness? What if your mind has quietly been trained to escape focus without you even noticing? The strange thing about distraction is that it rarely feels dangerous in the moment. It feels harmless. Small. Temporary. But over time, distraction changes the way you experience life. It fragments your attention. It weakens your ability to stay present. And eventually, even things you love start feeling harder to enjoy because your brain keeps searching for something else every few seconds. A lot of people think distraction is caused by technology alone. Phones. Social media. Notifications. And yes, those things absolutely play a role. But distraction goes deeper than that. Your brain doesn't get distracted just because something exists. It gets distracted because something inside you responds to it. And that response is often emotional. Sometimes distraction is your brain trying to avoid discomfort. Think about it. The moment something becomes mentally difficult, emotionally uncomfortable, repetitive, uncertain, or slow, your brain starts searching for escape routes. Suddenly you remember you should check your messages. Suddenly you feel hungry. Suddenly your room feels messy. Suddenly another task feels more important. Your brain is incredibly good at protecting you from discomfort. The problem is that growth, focus, and meaningful work usually require temporary discomfort. And modern life gives your brain unlimited ways to escape it instantly. Years ago, boredom was normal. Waiting in line meant standing there with your thoughts. Sitting alone meant silence. But now, the second your brain feels unstimulated, you reach for something. Music. Videos. Notifications. Content. Scrolling. Your brain slowly adapts to constant stimulation. And once that happens, normal life starts feeling too quiet. Reading feels harder. Conversations feel slower. Work feels exhausting. Even movies become difficult to sit through without checking your phone. Not because you're incapable of focus, but because your brain has become conditioned to expect constant novelty. And here's the dangerous part most people don't realize: distraction doesn't only steal productivity. It steals depth. Depth in conversations. Depth in relationships. Depth in thinking. Depth in creativity. Some of the best ideas humans have ever had came during silence. During walks. During boredom. During moments when the mind had space to wander naturally. But today, many people never stay alone with their thoughts long enough to reach that depth. The second silence appears, they interrupt it. And sometimes, distraction becomes emotional self-protection. There are moments when focusing feels uncomfortable because being still forces you to feel things you've been avoiding. Anxiety. Fear. Loneliness. Pressure. Uncertainty about your future. Regret. Insecurity. Distraction can become emotional anesthesia. That's why sometimes people stay busy all day but still feel empty at night. Their mind never truly rested. It only kept escaping. And maybe you've experienced this before. You sit down to focus, but your mind feels restless. You try to concentrate, but something inside you keeps pulling away. Not because you don't care, but because your brain has learned that quick stimulation feels safer and easier than sustained attention. The scary thing is that over time, constant distraction changes your reward system. Simple things stop feeling rewarding because your brain becomes used to high-speed stimulation. A short video gives instant dopamine. A notification creates anticipation. Scrolling gives endless unpredictability. Your brain starts craving tiny rewards every few seconds. But real life doesn't work that way. Learning a skill takes time. Building confidence takes repetition. Creating something meaningful takes patience. Improving your life requires sustained effort without immediate rewards. And that's where many people struggle today. Not because they lack intelligence. Not because they lack ambition. But because their nervous system has become addicted to interruption. You can actually feel this happening sometimes. You try to focus on one thing, but after a few minutes your brain starts searching for stimulation. Almost like an itch. You suddenly want to check something even when nothing important happened. That urge feels automatic. And the more often you obey it, the stronger it becomes. Your brain learns, focus equals discomfort. Distraction equals relief. So it repeats the cycle. What's interesting is that highly distracted people are often highly intelligent people. Their minds move quickly. They think about many things at once. They imagine possibilities constantly. But without control, that mental energy becomes scattered instead of powerful. Attention is like light. When it's spread everywhere, nothing changes. When it's focused, it can transform things. And maybe this explains why some people feel mentally exhausted all the time even if they didn't physically do much. Constant distraction drains energy because your brain keeps switching contexts over and over again. Every interruption forces your mind to reset. That's exhausting. Research has shown that after an interruption, it can take significant time for the brain to fully regain deep focus. Now imagine this happening dozens or hundreds of times per day. Notifications. Messages. Tabs. Thoughts. Videos. Emails. Scrolling. Your mind never fully settles. And eventually, people start believing something is wrong with them. I can't focus anymore. My motivation disappeared. My discipline is weak. But often the issue is not your intelligence or potential. It's the environment training your brain every day. Your brain adapts to whatever you repeatedly feed it. If you constantly feed it speed, noise, and interruption, stillness becomes difficult. If you constantly multitask, deep focus feels unnatural. If you constantly consume, creating becomes harder. And here's something most people never notice. Distraction also disconnects you from time. When you spend hours in fragmented attention, the day feels blurry afterward. You barely remember it. But moments of deep presence feel vivid. Meaningful conversations. Focused work. Real experiences. Time feels different when your attention is fully there. In many ways, your attention creates your experience of life. What you repeatedly focus on becomes your reality. That's why protecting your attention may be one of the most important things you can do. Not just for productivity, but for peace. Because a distracted mind often becomes an anxious mind. Constant input keeps your nervous system activated. Your brain never fully slows down. Silence starts feeling uncomfortable because your mind forgot how to simply exist without stimulation. But the good news is this. Your focus can recover. The brain is adaptable. The same way it learned distraction, it can relearn attention. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Even boring. Sitting with one task without checking your phone may feel strangely difficult. Your brain will resist it because it's used to constant rewards. But if you stay with that discomfort long enough, something changes. Your mind becomes calmer. Your thoughts become clearer. You start noticing details again. Conversations feel deeper. Work feels more satisfying. Even simple moments begin to feel real again. And maybe the biggest realization is this. Focus is not just about getting things done. It's about reclaiming control over your own mind. Because if everything can constantly steal your attention, then eventually your life starts being shaped by whatever interrupts you the most. And most people never consciously choose that. They slowly drift into it. One notification at a time. One distraction at a time. One escape at a time. Until years pass and they wonder why they feel disconnected from themselves. Your attention is valuable because your life is built from moments of attention. What you consistently notice, think about, and engage with slowly becomes who you are. So maybe the real question isn't, why do I get distracted so easily? Maybe the real question is, what is my mind trying to escape from every time I can't stay still? That question changes everything. Because sometimes distraction isn't the problem. It's the symptom. And the moment you begin understanding that, you stop fighting yourself with guilt and start understanding your mind with awareness. And awareness is where change begins. If this helped you understand your mind better, subscribe for more videos like this.